I have the Master Sword! Oh, my name's Fox, nice. Again, I'm Fox, and this time I kind of want to talk about Legend of Zelda a bit. Basically, I am a latecomer to the Legend of Zelda franchise, mostly because, one, my first console was a Sega Genesis, and I'm like, sweet, this is cool. And then, as the internet kind of progressed, or I learned more, so something like, oh yeah, Sega and Nintendo are mortal enemies. You can only choose one or the other. And I stupid was like, oh, well, I'm gonna stick with Sonic because that was the first game I ever played. And then eventually, and then only recently have I actually been able to actually play a Legend of Zelda game, which was Breath of the Wild, which is one of my favorite, which is freaking awesome. Although I will say, my all-time favorite game, like my top favorite game, that's like my highest of any game, is Okami, which apparently takes some elements or borrows some elements from Legend of Zelda, though also adding a lot more of its own stuff along with, of course, mythology and stuff like that. But so I wouldn't say Legend of Zelda isn't something that is completely out of my range of knowledge, other than the series after the part 1, 2, and stuff, where it kind of follows a similar format to that stuff. I wouldn't say it's too far out of that range, but basically what I wanted to bring up was that I recently been watching the Game Grumps playthrough of Ocarina of Time. A game, again, I have not played, but I'm mostly just watching that. But there is a character that I really do like, and I kind of already knew the twist to it. So spoilers for Ocarina of Time. If you don't know who SHEIK is, go check out the Game Grumps thing or go play the game yourself. I'm probably going to go play Ocarina of Time at some point. I'll probably get the remastered version. But, hopefully they bring it to the Switch. But, basically SHEIK is apparently Zelda, but trained after she leaves Hyrule Castle, after Ganondorf takes over. Something happens. I can't really exactly remember. I'm kind of half paying attention to the playthrough, since I want to eventually play the game myself, so I don't want to miss everything. Or I can't really keep it in the background. But SHEIK is a character that's kind of cool, and the Sheikah alone is what I heard. Like the Sheikah slate, freaking epic, as well as the Sheikah people are kind of awesome, I think. And maybe just because their hair is apparently silver and the whole red eyes and stuff, but also because they are ninjas. And heck, when I played Breath of the Wild, my first playthrough, my first outfit that I got, and that was the outfit I wore throughout the entire game. The only time I ever switched out of that outfit was probably when I had to go to Gerudo Village. And that was probably the only time. That and the Goron's village. Those were probably the only two times I actually switched out of my Sheikah outfit, which was the ninja one where you have the mask, the scarf, and then you have the Sheikah suit, which is freaking awesome. And that was the coolest thing. The Sheikah are ninjas basically. And that goes back to Ocarina of Time, I think, is when that technically started. I'm not sure if that is through all of them, but Sheikah are a mysterious kind of race as well. I even try to look up stuff about them and I can barely find anything. The Sheikah are a mysterious race, while also being something that's connected to Hyrule as well as mythology, stuff like that, of Legend of Zelda for a long time. And SHEIK him/herself is a cool character, also being not only the Legend of Zelda, not only being Zelda, but also being this awesome ninja dude. Though sadly we don't ever see him fight except for out of Smash Brothers, which kind of got me thinking. There's a cool game if you set it in between the points of Ocarina of Time, of in between that time gap, that 7-year time gap between where Link is a kid and then freezes and becomes an adult and then goes back and forth. There is a cool story there that I think Nintendo could do, and it would be kind of awesome for a couple reasons. One, you get Zelda as a main character, which a lot of people wanted to play as Zelda. From what I ever know, is a lot of people wanted to play as Zelda in Breath of the Wild, which I would not be against. You have a Breath of the Wild Ocarina of Time kind of thing. Of course, things won't be exactly scaled to the Ocarina games, because you can make it bigger and better, but you could do that. But Breath of the Wild kind of style how they're doing it, but you play as SHEIK/Zelda. You could play as Zelda training through those 7 years, or possibly being like, I'm kind of thinking like Assassin's Creed style kind of thing, but like you play as Zelda as Sheik, going around fighting fighting a Ganondorf who is like, even though I did like Breath of the Wild, but Ganondorf himself was just like raging monster. It would be kind of cool to see Ganondorf as like, you know, the ruling guy. Again, I haven't finished Ocarina of Time, so I don't know much of how it ends. But like, kinda, no, not really. But it would be cool to see like you play as Sheik, and you could, that one explains the whole bit of climbing and stuff, as well as like you could use more ninja things. You could delve more into the Sheikah lore of everything. It's kind of just explore the world and see how this all is. Just, I think it'd be kind of a cool thing to play as. And again, you can slowly see as Zelda goes from being a little princess basically to an awesome ninja warrior who freaking Sheik looks awesome. He does, and I'm gonna say Sheik as a he because that's what he's really. That's what I guess the pronoun he goes by at that point, and also because he looks like a he. But Sheik 1, I love his design, even though, yeah, you can say it's like, oh, the edgelord kind of design, but I love the edgelord designs. I'm sorry, they're freaking epic. I love them. The cool look, I love it. I don't care. But it'd be cool to see that stuff, as well as delve more into the Sheikah lore. Like, even in Breath of the Wild, though, we get a little bit more, see a little bit more of the Sheikah people and stuff. I would love to see, like, an entire story kind of wrapping around them a bit more. You don't have to explain everything of the Sheikah, but it would be cool to see more of it. Like, maybe there's some more technology, even though Ocarina of Time, you don't have stuff like the Sheikah Slate. But you could even do, like, you could even have that maybe this is a prequel, because we have the Temple of Time. So why not have it to where, why not have it to where Zelda, why not have it to where, like, Zelda is, what if, like, Zelda was the original one who created the Sheikah Slate? You could do stuff like that. You could have that, the Sheikah at this point were actually building the Guardians, and, like, maybe your whole job is to basically build these Guardians. Of course, they're not finished by the end of Ocarina of Time, but you can kind of have something like that. That you're kind of being, this is kind of the prequel to, like, Breath of the Wild, because technically they all are. You can kind of have something similar to that, even though I think they're trying to erase the whole, like, multi-timelines, which I'm fine with. Even then, technically, Ocarina of Time is where it diverges, so that's still fine to use that at that point, because then Breath of the Wild could still happen at any timeline that it ends at, it could still end at that point. But yeah, like, I think it would be kind of cool to play as Sheik. You could, again, one, of course, you have your stealth stuff, but also you could probably have, like, other disguises, the costumes, different, like, clothing would be, like, different disguises that you could wear and do different things to fight back Ganondorf's people. You maybe even have kind of like he's ruling over the kingdom, and like he has his moblins going around and fighting, like doing his bidding, and you've got to take them out or stuff like that. Something like that. I think it'd be kind of cool. And again, have it to where you still have the Breath of the Wild kind of engine or theme kind of going. We could go to Kakariko Village, but like it's actually bigger now. I guess you can still, Kakariko Village. Yeah, Kakariko Village is still in Breath of the Wild, I think. I think that's where the Great Deku Tree is. Though they're like these little things, whatever. But anyway, because you could have stuff like that. You could have just the prequel to everything as it's before it slowly evolves into these new things. You could change up the landscape, because this could have happened thousands of years later, and the landscape has since shifted and changed since then. We could have everything kind of brand new. We could have the Hyrule Town and stuff, Hyrule Castle City, something like that built up. But of course, Ganondorf's now living up there. You could have it to where like all those closed-off rooms are now open inside of the castle. If you still want to keep like the Breath of the Wild castle and stuff like that, I think it'd be kind of awesome. And mind you, I know that you can like I actually just ordered the Sheik amiibo, and I'm gonna get that because apparently you can get the Sheik's mask in Breath of the Wild, as well as there's although like they kind of try to limit you to like 1 day use for each one. There's actually like 1 day use, like, oh well, you gotta keep going every day, come back every day to kind of check it. There's actually a loophole to that. Spoiler, I guess. And hopefully Nintendo doesn't patch this before I do it. But basically, just a quick thing before I keep going. Take Amiibo, place your Amiibo on the thing. Chest will come down. Check the chest. If nothing's in there, if nothing's in the chest, fine. Reload your last save and keep doing it again. You can do that as many times as you need to until you get the item you want. Like, I literally did that with both my Urbosa and Rivali. There you go, Rivali. Rivali's Gale. But I did that for like their Amiibos, and I literally got their like 2 like epic weapons and stuff, epic items. So yeah, that's a simple way to do that. And like to like do it while you have to go like every day and like come back every day. Oh, okay. So yeah, but yeah, like I think it'd be kind of cool to see SHEIK have her own game, see him have his own game, because one, we could slowly see as this princess becomes this ninja warrior, as well as we get more backstory on the Sheikah people. We could see like maybe they still use these ancient technologies back then. Heck, the Master Sword. I'm surprised they haven't done something like the Master, because the Master Sword apparently has Fee in it. Because I'm watching the Game Grumps Skyward Sword playthrough. It's like Fee's like a straight ancient computer. So like I'm kind of surprised they're not gonna say something along the lines like the Master Sword was made from an ancient technological race, if not connected with the Sheikah in some way as well, since they have a computerized like that. And then the Sheikah slate itself is magic technology. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see. One, you can explore the Sheikah's mythology a bit more, as well as still getting more, as well as kind of having a game where Zelda's the main character, other than, what is it, Mask of Evil? It's the CDI-ROM ones, I think they were. That like Zelda, like that's the only game where Zelda is the main focus. You can follow Zelda like that, and I think it'd be kind of cool again to see SHEIK become this warrior. SHEIK become this warrior, as well as kind of like you can even put building blocks for like things that'll happen in like other games. Like maybe we'll have something to do with like the realm of Twilight. Maybe we'll have like a Nega world, like freaking A Link Between Worlds. Is that the one where there's like the Dark World? We could have the Dark World kind of thing. We could have like these things that connect to all. We basically have a thing that connects to all these different games that come out after Ocarina of Time, since that is the game before the timeline diverges into its multiple branches. We can have little Easter eggs and setups for things that happen then, and it could be that SHEIK has either come in contact with some of these things or just different things like that. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of a cool little thing. It'd be kind of fun. I think, because again, you have the Easter egg for all those gamers. You're like, oh look, like this, as well as showing how awesome SHEIK is, as well as showing like what SHEIK kind of did behind everything during Ocarina of Time as well. If you want to even go that far, and certain things, you can even have it to where like at certain points in the game. Well, I guess no, because you still want the open world feel. But again, you can still follow as SHEIK, and then different disguises, going to different places. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Tell me what you guys in the comments below. Thank you for watching the videos that I've done, as well as getting updated, as well as bigger version of Ocarina of Time's map. Either way, tell me what you guys in the comments below. Thank you for watching the videos that I've done. Links are on my Facebook from this, so just a quick look at what I do about. But watch the videos, and be well. See you later. Hup! Spin attack! Was that cringe or no? Oh god, I'm dizzy.